Good morning, candidates. Today is Vijayadasami day. I thought it is good to tell you about various questions that can be asked in banking. I am not touching about the personality related areas, and also I am not touching about the questions relating to, say, the banks where you are working. Generally, what type of questions can be asked under this banking and static awareness? Banking and static awareness, it's only screen recording and no camera I am using now. No camera is used. So let me tell you what are the questions that can be asked, say, in State Bank of India CBO interview and Karnataka Bank probationary officer interview. These questions can be asked in banking. First, it is what is para banking? What is para banking? What is universal banking? What is para banking and what is universal banking? Some more banking can also be asked. What is narrow banking? What is offshore banking? What is green banking? What is retail banking? Wholesale banking? Universal banking? Islamic banking? Merchant banking, etc. Likewise, they can ask you so many questions under this area. And then coming to RBI, the questions can be named the RBI governor and deputy governors. Tell briefly about the functions of RBI as monetary authority, a regulator and supervisor of financial system, foreign exchange control management, issuer of currency, other functions of RBI, bankers to bank, bankers to government. Tell briefly about monetary policy committee, instruments of monetary policy, repo, reverse repo, MSF, bank rate, SLR, CRR. Now, one point I want to tell you, whenever I tell you name of a heading, you must analyze from 7 W's: what, when, why, where, how, which, who, about anything. What is repo rate? Why repo rate? When repo rate? Likewise. Then objectives of nationalization, how they been achieved and why government wants to privatize public sector banks now. What do you know about commercial papers, certificate of deposits? Commercial papers, certificate of deposits. Certificate of deposits. Yeah, this can be asked. Then what is GSEC, government securities, treasury bills, types of government bonds, functions of FIMMDA, India Infrastructure Finance Company Limited. Tell about this. Exim Bank, Sbi, NHP, IFCI, NBFC. Difference between banks and NBFC. Tell about Bank of Board Bureau. Capitalization of public sector banks. What is empowerment of public sector banks? What are Basel III norms? What are Tier 1, Tier 2 capitals of banks? What are negotiable instruments? Promissory notes, bill of exchange, checks, endorsement of checks. Tell briefly about money supply M1, M2, M3, M4. Types of scheduled commercial banks in India. Development banks, cooperative banks, specialized banks, Exim Bank, NABARD, Sbi, small finance banks, names, headquarters, chairman, functions, payment banks, credit card, charge card, debit card, smart card, ATM card, like that it comes. It will be coming, yeah. It will all be there, yeah. Then next comes white label ATMs, types of ATMs like green label ATMs, orange label, yellow label, white label, etc. बहुत कुछ बोलना है. Priority sector lending, different categories, 8+1 introduced in September 2020. Categories under agriculture, MSME, latest definitions, education loan details, infrastructure loans, limits of housing loans under priority sector details, weaker sections, priority sector lending certificates, DICGC, setup functions details, financial inclusion and related schemes, lead bank scheme, Sbi bond, no frills account, PMJDY, banking correspondence, PMJJBY, PMSBY, APY. What is bank board bureau? Details, functions. Indian Banks Association, composition, role, importance, NPCI, BEAM, Bharat Bill Pay, UPI, IMPS, NEFT, RTGS, important committee in banking sector, insurance sector, World Bank, IMF, ADB, headquarters, chairman of public sector banks and important private sector banks, NPA, SURFACE, shares and debentures of limited companies, stock exchanges, SEBI, DMAT, inflation, recession, operation twist, mutual funds, financial schemes of government, banking ombudsman, NBFC ombudsman, checks and types, financial abbreviations, currency system India, risks in banking sector and insurance sector, etc. Good, I will stop with this. This many number of questions can be asked in Karnataka Bank PO, any bank PO, State Bank of India CBO, all these questions can be there. Apart from this, functioning of the banks, questions like say difference between check and demand draft and what is bank assurance. Likewise, those questions will be asked in the bank interviews. And now further questions I have given herein are more suitable for people appearing for bank recruitment examinations and also bank interviews, PO interview, or private bank say clerical interview. That I will put it in a separate video, second video. Thank you. Today itself I will put that. Thank you.